We are live.
Okay.
So is it 13 through 16 today?
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
perfect.
Let me just get the spreadsheet up.
Okay.
I'll share it with you now. So day 13. And
16.
okay, we can start day 13. Kimberly, you wanna go first?
Sure. Can you hear me? My screen says that my connection is poor.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you too.
Okay, so day 13, I said that we should have a time to share experiences with others, kind of shout out how you feel and tell people about your journey, tell people what you're doing. You know, whether it be when you're with friends talking about, a new lifestyle that you're working on, or, posting it on Facebook about, the progress that you've made on paleo, sharing in your social media somewhere just so that I think it's important because it helps you to stay on task. It helps other people to, ask you about it, so you're talking about it, and, it keeps you excited about it. So I liked how Mark Sisson had that, and I think this is a good time to do that because you're starting to feel good, so you're going to start talking about the good things of paleo, and not the I feel terrible parts of paleo. So that was mine for day 13.
Okay, good. So my day 13. One, we can teach them about their best choices for fresh ingredients, like what does organic mean, what does grass-fed mean. Two, we can encourage them to explore a new exercise or sport today. Three, we can educate them about healthy sun exposure. Lastly, we can talk about fat, why and how to get enough in your meals. So those were kind of my insights for today, day 13.
Mine are our product should have a sunrise or sunset challenge where they will look for a spot in their area where the sunrise and sunset is visible, and they take a picture and then they share it with us. Number two, meet up with a friend or a group of friends and share your experience with them about the program and about how you feel, the healthy choices that you're making, and how much you've learned from it. That's it. Same with Kimberly.
Yeah.
I like
I
the
mean,
sunrise challenge. I think that's cool.
yeah, me too.
Healthy
And
sunshine.
Gia is doing that already.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Takes very nice
fun.
photos.
Oh, thank you.
I like that. I want to see some.
I follow her on Instagram. So
Ah,
Oh yeah,
you do? You
yeah,
do, Adili?
yeah.
Let me check. I'll follow
I'll
you back. I didn't know.
I'll just start following. Um. Okay, so I think that Alalie, I had some of the ones you had. I had for later on, um, like the kind of the science behind the importance of the different foods. Um,
Mm,
I have for day 15. So can we go um,
yeah, sure.
maybe add your just yeah, like how you had the
To day 13, like put it. Um, okay. So, so mine was about fat, but
yeah.
mm, How should
I'm
I
gonna
write?
just make a note of science behind foods so that we remember to add that to, yeah. There you go. Good. I think that that's important to start talking about because we've talked a lot about taking foods out of your diet, but now I think is a good time to start talking about adding foods into your diet and which foods are good to add into your diet and why. So if you're struggling with low iron, talk about getting good, healthy red meats into your diet to help your iron boost. So I think this is a good time to start talking about that. You've taken out all of these bad foods. Let's start putting in the good foods that you need to help your diet. Um,
But it's for day 15, right?
it was my day 15 insight. Um,
The the, the introduction of a nutrient
mhm.
is that I
Mm.
think I have the same insight for day
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's for sick.
Yeah. So I think day 13 is good with the sharing with a friend, the sunset challenge. But I think we should also have a food challenge too. Because I think day 12 we didn't have any food challenges, did we? So I think we should add some sort of a food challenge for day 13. Whether it be um, what if we did like a um, I'm trying to think of like an easy food to add in.
Like
Um,
what kind of challenge are
just
you
like
thinking about?
just
Yeah.
like incorporate like
Ah, oh, yeah, okay.
raw honey. So today let's incorporate some raw honey or
Master
um,
Chef, secret ingredient, something like that.
yeah, raw honey into your diet. And then explain like how local raw honey um, can benefit things like sleep and sinus pressure and allergies and help heal your body.
Mm,
Um,
How about we talk to them about because I remember our previous Allison Megan White. She had a list of paleo superfoods
yeah.
like kale, like I can't remember the rest, but I do remember kale.
Okay, so what if I have a look at those or make a list of, paleo superfoods, and then in our journal entry that day we have like a checklist, and then they can mark off how many superfoods they incorporated into their diet.
Okay, sounds good. So they can choose, right?
And we can just say like, here's a list of paleo superfoods and their benefits. See
Mhm.
how many you can eat today, and then just have like a checklist for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. So are we good with day 13? I think we have enough content,
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, day 14.
right?
Um, so day 14, I liked Mark Sisson talked about the benefits of sleeping and getting enough sleep, and so did um, Diane. Had I'm not sure I think hers was on day 14. Yeah, day 14, trouble sleeping and tips on how to use diet to help you sleep. If you see on her email, she linked to the Paleo Mom, who gave like a whole
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 tips on sleep and how to help you sleep better. Um, Magnesium supplements, melatonin, stress management, um, room temperature,
Mm-hmm.
how to wind down before bed, lighting, eating before bed, when to eat big meals before bed, and avoiding sugars in the evening. Just tips on how to sleep. And Mark Sisson talked about the benefits of sleeping.
Yeah.
So I think that this would be a good time to get into the science of, just how sleeping. He talks about rest days. So his is just resting and taking breaks and relaxing. So maybe we do like a
Challenge for
yeah, like this is
what if we do a challenge for how many, say, they have to get at least 7.5 hours of sleep.
yeah. And what if we said something like he does, like instead of working out today, we could say, try taking a nap, a 15-minute nap instead of a
Yeah.
workout.
Take a break, something like that.
And then on our journal today, we could have like, how you slept, and then like a little place to comment on your, your pre-bed routine.
Yep. Sounds good. So it's all about sleep.
All about sleep. I like sleep.
Me too.
Me too.
I don't do a lot of it, but I like it.
Okay, so is that all for you, Kimberly, for the
Yeah,
14?
that was all for me. Yep.
Thanks. So for me, 14, day 14, we can talk about intermittent fasting and its benefits and have them schedule a day on when they will do it.
Mm.
2, we can talk to them about the benefits of taking time off from exercise. Number 3, we can give tips on what to eat or snack on when they are craving for something sweet. And Kimberly, you can share your personal favorites among the recipes that you have. So just
Yeah.
on a personal
Yeah.
note. So those are my insights for day 14.
Okay, mine is similar. Like I also just like Ali, I think we should have, a fasting. And I just copied Mark Season that I think his fasting is on day 15, so like on day 14, like you have to prepare yourself for it because I think it starts after dinner on day 14. So like take a break and just like lace out if you want to prepare for the fast. And then when they go to sleep, we can encourage them to listen to relaxation music or those
Mm.
deep sleep playlist on Spotify. I listen to that every night to help me sleep. So like maybe we can suggest it to them. So that's it for me.
So it's also sleep and intermittent fasting for you.
Fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So I think
So
this
we
is good. I think that it can all tie in together because, one of the things we can say is if you're craving or hungry, try laying down and sleeping or just resting instead. Plus, it's not a workout day, so you don't need to have extra caloric intake.
Yeah.
yes.
I like how Mark Sisson just says to go as long as possible. He doesn't set like a time frame. I know
Yeah.
a lot, when we fast for like church and stuff, it's all day. You have to fast
Yeah.
all day. I know.
Same with us.
Yeah, and I know, is it Ramadan? They fast from like the morning until the sun goes down. And I think that's tough to put that big of a challenge on it, but I think I like that it's take it and try not eating as long as possible. As long as you feel comfortable. I like the wording that he uses there.
Yeah.
So I think this is good. I think that we can talk about the benefits of fasting and and just being comfortable.
Kimberly, when you say fasting for paleo, intermittent fasting, is it are they allowed to drink water?
Yeah,
Okay, so water is okay.
water is okay, but that's
No, just that, just
just
water.
water. Yeah, I practice intermittent fasting, so a lot of times when I do it, I tend to do it if we're going on a road trip and I know that the people that I'm with are going to stop at a fast food place. I'll just set
Mm-hmm.
myself up from that night before when I'm prepared, and then I'll just fast for the day, for the road trip. So I'll drink water, but that's about it. Um, if there are times that I know that there's nothing that I can eat, I'll just be fasting that day.
How many hours can you go?
I've gone all day, but that was for spiritual reasons. Just we do sometimes we'll just do intermittent fasting and prayer time. So um,
All right. So I think
I,
number four is kind of, it's a wide, um there are lots of stuff to talk about for number four.
mm,
So I think we have enough content for day 14.
yeah, yeah. Let's move that. Um, okay. All right. So are we good with 14?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. 15. So day 15 again is where I had my foods to eat and the science behind their importance. Chocolate for antioxidants, and stress the importance of things like wild caught fish and why that's better, locally grown and why that's better, and just adding in the superfoods to our diets and how they can help us. I think this is a good day to talk about, if you're specifically battling something health wise, what foods can we look to incorporate to help heal your gut and heal your body? That was my day 15.
Okay. My day 15. One, you can have them do a high intensity workout today. I personally have used an app called 7 Minutes and it works fine. I believe Abel James also uses a once a week 7-minute high intensity workout for his weight loss program.
Mm.
Number two, we can encourage them to spend solo time for an hour or so today so they can reflect and tune into their bodies. Three, we can have them try a new kind of meat, like goat or duck meat or whatever. Lastly, we can encourage them to tweak the recipes a bit if they are confident with their cooking skills. This way, they can have fun and share tips with a group if they come up with a good dish.
Yeah.
So,
I actually just have one, and I think doesn't apply anymore to day 15 because we have it on day 14. My day 15 is a fast day, and then eat and
uh,
enjoy when you've reached a tipping point. So that's it.
mhm. Yeah. Just gonna make a list here. Okay, so what do you guys think? Should we
So
include
I
or
like the idea of introducing a wild meat, duck or goat, or I
Mhm.
mean, goat's not wild, but a different kind of meat. So I think maybe on this day, because if we say a wild game kind of meat, like duck or venison or rabbit or something like that, we can talk to them about them being pro anti-inflammatory meats. You know that the wild game eats a natural diet, and so those tend to be, um, that's where you get your omega-6 fatty acids, and they're anti-inflammatories that are better for you than some of the store-bought stuff, because it's a more natural diet that those wild animals are eating. You're getting your higher vitamin levels as well. So maybe that could be their challenge, is to order or prepare, a type of meat that they wouldn't normally try.
Yeah.
And then this would be a good time to talk about, maybe in the video that we do that day, the benefits of meat, but also the benefits of good meat, and not just, your McDonald's hamburger. That there's a difference. Talk about the differences in meat and where it comes from, and why, on the paleo lifestyle, we try to do organic, or at least local meat.
I think you can cover um, paleo foods for healing and wild and locally grown foods.
Yeah, so if we talked about,
Yes.
on this day that, I'm going to eat venison for dinner, and then talk about, the benefits of the wild game, and then, start talking about adding in those foods. Okay, we've taken out all of the bad foods for you. Now let's start adding in the really good stuff. And I think stressing to them that paleo isn't about just eating meats and veggies, but about eating for your body. There are some people who need to have. I personally need to have more red meat in my body because I tend to be anemic. I tend to have really low iron. So I try to at least once or twice a week get in some really good fresh venison, medium cooked venison, so that I can just boost my iron levels. And I tend to do more wild game than, beef, because of the higher iron levels in that. So I think that's a good thing to talk about on day 15, is just why we're adding these specific foods and how everybody's diet's going to look a little bit different.
So I think that would be exciting. I wonder what meat they would. So if they are gonna they're gonna pick up um a wild meat,
Mm.
would you be able to like direct them on how or where can they get this, like farmers market, or I don't know. I don't know how it works for you
A lot
guys.
of our grocery stores, well, are good grocery stores, like Wegmans. I'm sure you guys don't have Wegmans, but Wegmans is a pretty large grocery store around here, and they sell venison and bison. So a lot of the grocery stores, you can tend to find it. It's more expensive, but you're not eating it all the time. Um, my husband and I laugh because venison, to buy in a store, to get venison steaks at the store, it's like $23, and we eat them for free. I mean, our freezers are stocked with them, and I keep telling him I'm gonna just
That's
start
very
selling them
expensive.
off.
Good idea, Kimberly.
Yeah, we live off of it. I mean, that's what we don't buy beef from the store. We just live off of venison. Um, so we're fortunate in that we have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there are definitely places that you can buy it. Your local butcher usually will have some sort of wild game, whether it be duck or, some sort of a wild bird will probably be most likely what people will get for wild game. Bison's pretty easy to find. I think that's like the trend now, is to eat like bison burgers, and So it shouldn't be too hard to find that.
It's good. Because here, mostly just chicken, pork, beef.
Really? What about like
But
seafood? I mean, you guys have seafood that
we have
I,
lots of fish and seafood.
yeah, we have
and
lots of fish.
is it wild caught fish?
Yeah, in
Oh,
our part, yeah.
yeah.
In,
So
in
that's good.
here in my place, no.
No, is it a lot of
Most
farm
are
stuff.
frozen. Because I'm, I live in the city, so
Yeah.
most of, the products come from different parts of the country,
Yeah.
and they are transported by sea.
Mm,
So it takes a while to get here. So most are frozen.
yeah.
Ours is like because we live near the beach and some fishermen just they go the ashore and they showed the fish to us and then we just buy it from them.
That's
So
nice.
it's really fresh, yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of where we are, where like we have in Delaware we're surrounded by water. So there's just fresh, seafood all the time. And
Yeah.
we haven't gotten into fishing yet, but I'm pretty sure my husband wants to buy a boat and start fishing.
Wow.
Um, I'm sure that'll be his next please can we? But we'll see. So Alan, your challenge this week is to find wild meat. See if you can find it. It'll be interesting to see what you can come up with.
I think she can next week on Monday.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're going away. That doesn't count. Wild in your
Yeah.
environment.
No, I think there are some in the
Yeah,
in the biggest grocery stores
Is
here.
is
yeah.
paleo popular there, Alili, in the metro in there in Manila? Like, are there stores there that cater or
I think
restaurants?
there are, those delivery. They deliver the food to you. You subscribe to
Ah,
their.
Mm,
I think you can choose what program you want. So I think there are some who are offering paleo, some are offering, vegetarian, or some are offering vegan, whatever.
yeah,
But in terms of, if it's mass available to the masses or common people, no, because most
it's
are, it's really expensive.
expensive. So they
Yeah.
prepare it
So I
from
found
like,
I found grass-fed pork
mm,
at
wow, where
healthy options. So
is
it's I don't know if you've heard of it, Ian. I don't know if it's an international brand. It's called Healthy Options, and so they have paleo foods there. So,
wow. And how much
but
is it? The
but
grass fed.
grass-fed pork is like 4 times
Wow.
more
The
expensive.
normal price.
Yeah, yeah, and they have free-range eggs and chickens there, but they're really really
Really
expensive.
expensive. Ah.
is it's a grocery store or like just a
Uh,
brand?
let me try to see if they have pictures.
We have an online store.
So
We have a section of that here in our local mall in Robinsons, but they mostly just selling nuts and
yes.
yeah, just nuts.
But here in Manila, they are selling. They have a lot of products, and see, they have herbal milk alternatives. They have sugar-free,
Mm,
gluten-free shelves and stuff. They have
But
a lot of
expensive.
supplements. But yeah, so that's where
expensive?
you can get chia seeds, flax seeds.
is a
Ah,
store like this rare for you guys?
Yeah,
yeah, it is. That's why it's expensive.
yeah.
Okay.
While there, Kimberly, you have a lot of stores
Yeah, they're all
like
over.
selling. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Out of
I have
competition.
one a mile from my house. That's where I do all of my grocery shopping.
Hmm.
Um,
Same.
So that's interesting that this is few and far between for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I saw they also had books there, just a couple, and there was a paleo book
Mm.
as well. So they
Do
have
they
chips.
do they have like an online store or
I don't think so.
no?
I'm not even sure if this is a local um brand or, but status quo, when you shop at healthy options here in the Philippines, you're really kind of well off.
You're well
Hmm.
off.
Yeah.
And they don't have I haven't seen a competitor.
Hmm.
On produce.
See, I always felt like, in America, there's this big, I guess, stereotype that we're unhealthy and overweight, and um, but I feel like, and so I always think, every other country has to have more available to them. Like this seems to be, that we maybe we just don't have all the healthy options that other countries have. But I feel
It's
like
more
now,
available to you guys.
yeah, I feel like,
And even
and go ahead.
yeah, products that Gia sees in her local grocery, we don't have those here, like coconut sugar,
Mm.
coconut flour.
Oh, we have a lot of those here.
Yeah,
Hmm.
In, in
it
coconut
it's gonna be
products.
really tough to find those here.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be. I think there will be some available, but you would really have to go to the biggest stores, the
Yeah.
biggest. So
And it's probably really expensive. See, I feel like people always say, "Oh, I can't do paleo; it's too expensive." And I think, well, it's all available to you, and it's really on how you prioritize your money.
Yeah.
I can get coconut sugar at Walmart for less than $5 for a bag of it. Um, where it's really not that much more expensive than like regular processed white sugar.
Yeah.
So, it's in how you process your money. But then I think like you guys, that's got to be expensive for you guys to shop like that.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh, the squash flour for 250 grams, it's 50 pesos.
Mm,
And all-purpose flour 1 kilo is like only 39 pesos.
mm,
Yeah, so
hmm,
it's
yeah.
expensive. And the cocoa sugar is also expensive. But I'm the only one using it, so like I think it will last for two
Yeah.
to three weeks with me.
Write your name on it. Don't let anyone else touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can, yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing is when you are paleo, so there like I buy coconut sugar maybe once every couple of months because we don't go through it that much, and I really don't bake, unless I'm having parties. Usually it's more in the winter. In the summertime, I never bake. So you use it in seasons, and when I started paleo, I baked a lot, but then once I started, getting into the science behind foods and what foods I should be eating, I kind of quit baking as much and started adding in, some of the better paleo foods. Um, so it's all in how you see it, and it's a process. It's definitely a lifestyle that it goes through phases and you change. So it's interesting.
yeah. So as much as I really wanted to try paleo since I heard of it. I know it's gonna be tough for me, but
Mm,
I'm still trying to find ways. So if
yeah,
I don't have the best options available, at least the science behind it, I have to avoid processed foods and
yeah.
chemicals and stuff. But maybe I'll get there.
You'll
I'll
get there.
ask for a raise.
There you
No, I'm just
An
kidding.
allowance, paleo allowance, or a paleo lifestyle allowance from Walmart.
I think that
That's
sounds
a great idea. Kimberly, I have a question. I know, like, I know you don't have much time, but because I saw in one of the article that one of the like foods that are not paleo are is pasteurized dairy. So if
Mm-hmm.
it's not pasteurized, it's okay. So I'm a bit confused because I know that you said dairy initially. So is it all of dairy or just the pasteurized dairy?
So, um, it depends on what you are, and this is what we kind of talked about, primal versus paleo. So there are people who are primal. Mark Sisson is primal. He does a little bit of dairy, and it has to be grass-fed, raw milk, or unpasteurized.
Mm,
Um, once you pasteurize it, that's the processing that takes place, and that's when you get in your additives into your dairy that are not good for you. Um, and we say grass-fed dairy because if it's not grass-fed, they're feeding it corn or grains that are getting into the milk that then you're gonna get. And a lot of the farmers that do the pasteurized and not non-grass-fed cows tend to also do antibiotics and um, different things to help their cows to get bigger. And so you're getting all of that in your milk. It's been interesting that the the milk stance that people have. Um, some people say that no matter what, don't have any dairy at all, and that's the paleo. That's paleo. Some people say grass-fed, raw milk is okay to have. And then there are some people who are super loose and just say as long as dairy doesn't bother you, you can have that. Um, I say that you either avoid it altogether or stick with grass-fed.
mm,
Um, but I think dairy is one of those things because I didn't know that I had an issue with dairy. So I am a big advocate for keeping it out of your diet and then slowly introducing it during your rephase back into different foods. So for this time frame, I know Mark Sisson adds it, he has it, but I want it out. Like I don't think that it should be in there until you start introducing foods back in.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. My husband thought he had a dairy allergy, but he doesn't.
Why did you think that?
He always had issues with it. Well, he had issues with, like intestinal issues, and he just always assumed he was lactose intolerant, so he just always avoided it. But then he took it out of his diet, and when we did our slow intro back in, he added in cheese and had no issues. Now he doesn't drink like milk. He won't just drink like a glass of milk, but he'll do ice cream here and there, and he does cheese on a lot of stuff.
Mm,
And he has no issues with it at all.
mm,
So
He's
it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. They say sometimes if you take things out of your diet and then add them back in, that it can help. I know a lot of people who do that with like a nut allergy, not peanuts, but like if they have a walnut or an allergy like that, they'll take it out of their diet for a time frame and kind of reset their diet, and then they'll slowly add it back in here or there, and then they tend to be okay with it.
mm. It's interesting.
Yep. So, all right.
So last day.
Last day, 16. So my 16, again, doing some sort of science behind the food. Diane talked about the benefits of magnesium and how that helps your body, especially as a woman. And then Mark Sisson talked about being still, enjoying post-dinner conversations, staying unplugged. Um, I think we could add in something about, having extended walks outside or practicing things like meditation or deep stretching. So that was my day 16.
Okay. Alright, so final day, 16. I just have two. So one for the online program, we can help them identify local markets to source their ingredients from. Then two, we can talk about practical tips on how to work around their budgets, since some paleo-approved foods can sometimes be really expensive.
Yeah.
This will prove useful for them, mostly when they are done with the 21-day program.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, mine is visit a farmer's market to look for good foods in feature a nutrient in our daily email to explain its benefits and sources. And lastly, enjoy a mellow evening. Switch off your phones during dinner and just enjoy each other's company.
Mm.
Day 16. So this is Tuesday, right? Tuesday. So I think we can definitely include the science behind foods. I think at this point they are ready, and probably they want more information about this,
Yeah.
because we can't really cover everything on day 15.
Yeah, I think that so day 15 we added in about meat. So maybe day 16 we add in the benefits of um, another food and why it's important to add to your diet. Maybe we could talk about kale, why kale is important or dark leafy greens in general. Um, and challenge them to add those into their diet. Um, did you guys see the link that I posted in the group chat?
Yeah.
So this is I use this site a lot to find farmers markets in
So you
my.
can.
Now you guys probably won't get to. You guys probably can't find yours on there, but I would say the bulk of our market might be able to find a farmers market around them. So maybe on this day we challenge them to go search for farmers markets and kind of plan a farmers market date. And maybe we could give them like a cheat sheet of good foods to buy at farmers markets, or like a cheat sheet on how to shop at farmers markets. Things to ask the farmer: is it grass fed? Is it local? Is it organic? Is it GMO free? Different things that they, keywords that they could make sure they're looking for during their farmers market trips. So maybe to plan a nice evening, or not an evening, a nice farmers market trip with family or friends.
So that could be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
With family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could also cover extending walks.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like meditation. I wonder when we can
I
include
love I
that.
love meditation. Um, just that idea of just being still for a little bit. Um, so let's see, we've got. So maybe.
We have a bunch of topics here.
Oh yeah.
Let me just copy all of this.
We've got so much to talk about.
Okay. So new lifestyle or routine is the same as this one. Solo time is the same as meditation, I
Yeah.
guess. in a way.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about cravings. Didn't we talk about cravings like at the beginning?
Like
That's even
tips.
in the first 1 to 3 days is having cravings. Sugar, carb
Ah,
cravings, day 3. So we've covered that.
wait. Uh-huh.
We, um,
You can take this out.
yeah, I was gonna say we covered that, and I
Uh,
think we talked about new recipes. Didn't we talk about new recipes because they're gonna do the recipe challenge
yes, yes.
Yeah.
for
Day
the honey,
7,
for
I
the
think. Day 7. The day when we don't supply, a meal plan for
Mhm.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Mm.
And then also in the half day, the celebration of the halfway there, they're doing recipes. They're making their own recipes and submitting them.
Yeah.
I think we can
Okay.
take that out. Um, I think the whole thing is kind of new lifestyle routine. We're giving them challenges to do to make part of their.
So we can remove this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. We have enough challenges for them anyways.
Yeah. Um,
Yay! Down to 4.
good.
We're very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's interesting how the Yan, she only mentioned about avoiding the weighing scale on day, I think day 13 or 14, when she should have mentioned it earlier. Like she said the same thing that you said, Kimberly, that as much as possible, do not weigh yourself during the challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see that. I think
Yeah.
hers was on day 16 that she talked about that, not weighing herself.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we need to add that because people are not going to wait till day 16 to weigh themselves, Alalie. I think that I think we
I
need to
think
cover
so too.
that. We need to cover
Especially,
that in the beginning.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think we have it here on day 0. No
Yeah.
step on the scale for the
Yeah, there
whole
you go.
program. Because we're
Yep.
gonna do it, everyone's gonna do it by the end of the program, so that you
Yep.
can compare their weight. Because we're gonna weigh them right on day 0.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's so exciting. So I'm just wondering what will happen if someone quits, in the middle
Yeah. That
of the
crossed my mind.
program.
It'll probably happen.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody paleo is a mind frame. You've got to get if you really want to make a change in your life, you have to be dedicated and just not everyone is. Some people just give themselves excuses. I've had a ton of friends and or just acquaintances that have started paleo and it worked really well for them, but they just started making excuses for themselves like um, oh, I worked really hard. I deserve to eat,
Hmm.
this brownie, and they just started making excuses for themselves and then they just lost it. And I think that there are people who just mentally don't, they want to change, they want to have something different, but they just mentally are not prepared to do it or maintain it. I think the most people, and I think Amar and I have talked about this, is that most people who commit and stick to paleo are people who desperately need a change for their health.
Yeah, I
Because
would
once you start feeling better, people who suffer from pain or health issues would give anything to not suffer
Yeah.
from that.
That, yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
once they start not feeling the way that they were feeling when they were so sick, they're not going to give that up to go back to feeling sick. I wouldn't trade up anything that I do paleo to go back to having um, debilitating panic attacks. There were times that I couldn't get up off the couch. I passed out from having a panic attack one time, thought I was having a heart attack. I would never go back to that to eat pizza or whatever, cake, whatever it is that I might have wanted to eat or see now and want to eat. I wouldn't trade that for anything. So I think, it's a big commitment, and it sounds, as we're building it out, it sounds like it's really easy. Oh, I can do this. Yeah, I can do that. But it is a process. It takes time. And so I think that what's good about our program is that it's setting them up successfully by showing them how to do it easily and to make them feel like it is a process. There are steps that you can take every day, make those little changes every day to make a big change at the end of these 21 days. Um,
Wow,
so
that's very inspiring, Kimberly.
I know I feel pumped up now. It's true, and I think that's hard to come across when you think, initially when you guys started going through the paleo diet and just researching it, it's overwhelming, and that, if you were just to dive into it, you wouldn't know where you were. You'd feel lost,
Yeah.
and you would quit. So hopefully, with this program, that people will feel, kind of how we do, that it's a nice, easy way in, and I think that's why Mark Sisson's successful and why he's been able to get so many people to go paleo, is because he just makes it common sense.
Yeah. His challenges, like the office thing,
Yeah,
what you can do, and some other tips that are not really like weight loss tips
yeah, yeah,
about it just about living.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's what I like about Mark Sisson, is that his isn't about weight loss. It's an added bonus. It really is, but it's not. That's not what it's about. It's
Yeah.
about being healthy and just enjoying life.
I would have to agree. It's a permanent. For me, I see it as a permanent solution
Yeah,
to health problems. So it's not. It's really not about weight loss at all. It's more of about feeling good,
yeah,
knowing that you're in the best shape that you are in.
yeah, yeah. And feeling better than you even knew you could feel. Like that it's even possible to feel this good.
Yeah.
So, good. Hmm, that was good. I want to go make a video now.
Go Kimberly. I really want to go paleo. I hope I can. I'm actually just trying to find some local foods here who I know, like that, because we have a market here. When
Mm,
people like they sell it and they grew it from their backyard. So I'm sure
mm,
that, well, I hope that they're not using fertilizer. But
yeah.
well, my brother for one is not using fertilizer, so I hope they're not too. So that
Yeah, I think that, getting it in your local soil and things like that is better. Even if it's not organic, it's better than buying it from the grocery store where it was shipped and
Yeah.
has been picked for a really long time. The faster you can get it from the vine, the better it is for you. The more nutrients it'll have.
sure.
So even if you can't do organic, it's better to have it local and fresh.
Me, I'm thinking of asking someone in, outside Metro Manila, where our family is from.
Mm,
My mom and dad are not. We are not from Metro Manila, so we
okay.
are from the province. About 2-3 hour drive from here, from Manila. So I'm just thinking we have a lot of relatives back there,
Yeah.
and some of them are taking care of geese, duck, goats. So I was really considering, and I still am considering, asking them to take care of. I want them to raise grass-fed um, pigs,
Wow.
and you know, yeah, because it's gonna be cheaper.
Yeah.
And they're taking care of them anyway, so I think all you have to do is like supply the food, give them,
Mm.
a couple of bucks here and there. So
Yep.
that might work, but I still have to give it a lot of thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take planning on your part, especially if things aren't as easily accessible as they are for most people. But once you find it, then it's part of your routine. You know, you've got it.
I hope so.
Yep. Hey, girls, I gotta go. So I think we're good with day 16, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
Okay.
Tomorrow
So
we
tomorrow,
17 through 20.
17 through
same.
20.
What time?
I think we agreed on 12.
12. Yeah. Okay.
12 tomorrow. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'll talk to you then.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank